at Floyd. Like, Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Like, he's got a tap, just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. It's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
He have it, but he really don't have that spark like how he was when like he was in it, you know? Like him going back and like fighting and stuff like that. I think that's it.
He's broke. That's it. That's the whole story. Or is it? Because right now, Floyd Mayweather, the man who once showed up to a press conference carrying a bag literally stuffed with cash, is about to lace up his gloves again at 49 years old.
Whatever could happen if the guy gets beat up by Manny Pacquiao, right? It creates a tough situation. I felt like that was the bigger story. But is Floyd broke? What a stupid question. Are you a stupid person? Of course he's broke. He's a boxer.
And Manny Pacquiao, the pride of the Philippines, the 8-division world champion, the guy who turned poverty into legend, he's right there with him. Two of the greatest fighters who ever lived, both pushing 50, stepping into the Sphere in Las Vegas on September 19th.
I can say is most of my opponent, they can easily say something before the fight. I mean, that's usually what I heard from them. That I'm easy opponent, I'm easy to beat. But the thing is, when we get to the ring, it changes. It will change the way it is. And that's the thing.
Manny has a lot of experience, you know, at the highest level and competing at the highest level, and that makes this that much more interesting. But like I said before, there's no blueprint on how to beat Floyd Mayweather, and he can tell you that himself.
I'm enjoying the way I'm excited. In fact, I'm excited to go back to the Philippines and go straight to the gym and training and focus my training, focus for the fight. And I just want to make sure that the fans will not be disappointed on that.
And everyone, Joe Rogan, Tank Davis, Max Kellerman, Carl Froch, they've all got something to say about it. So let's get into it. No fluff, no hype, just the truth.
Well, the industry world is just like, it's trash, bro. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
Look, Tank Davis said it straight. No hesitation, no softening it. He need the money. Chael Sonnen, who never minces words, came right back with something that actually made me stop and think. He said, "Why do you go to work every day? Why are you at your job next week? You need the money too. What's wrong with that?"
Why do you get up every day and go to work? Why are you going to your job next week? Why will you be at your job the week after that? Because you need the money. What's wrong with that? And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd Mayweather? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. Did they say he can't read? That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it. I don't tease him for it. He was a guy who grew up in a boxing gym, right? I mean, it's one of these things. You know what you know. You know what you were taught. I didn't teach him about contracts. I didn't teach him about saving. I didn't teach him about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course he's broke. He's a gambling addict. He got baby mamas all over the... What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's...
And honestly, that reframe hits different when you sit with it for a second. But here's where it gets complicated. Floyd has reportedly been tangled in lawsuits, claims about unpaid debts, a promotional company that allegedly stiffed Logan Paul to the tune of $1.3 million, though Sonnen was quick to point out that the debt belongs to the promotion entity, not Floyd personally. Boxing finances, he says, are deliberately confusing, almost designed to be manipulated, almost designed to make sure the guy actually throwing punches never quite knows where all the money went.
Floyd's promotion owes Logan $1.3 million, and no, of course he's not going to get it. That promotion's already shut down. Allegedly, by the way, yes. But I'm just sharing with you, like, no, it's not the same thing. It's an entity. Floyd didn't know what was going on. And Logan's a very smart guy. It's not like he ever would have trusted Floyd to know what's going on, but he trusted Floyd's people, and you do take a level of risk, and you think you're dealing with an honorable guy. It's one of these things, and Floyd didn't know where the money was.
So, is Floyd broke? Probably not broke, but comfortable? That's a different question. Now let's talk about what this fight actually is, because I think a lot of people are getting it twisted. Steve Bunce, one of the sharpest boxing minds working today, called it a carnival, and he's not wrong. Netflix has been in the carnival business for a while now. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. We are so far down the freak fight road, Bunce says, that this one doesn't even ring alarm bells anymore. It's just another one. But here's the thing that separates this from Paul Tyson, and this is important. Bunce made this distinction clearly. One of them is 49, one of them is 47. Similar fight counts, similar physical timelines. He used a phrase I keep coming back to, equal in decay. They're not throwing a 47-year-old into the ring with a hungry 28-year-old destroyer. They're two men at roughly the same stage of athletic deterioration, with roughly the same amount of ring rust and roughly the same desperate need to prove something. That's not nothing. From a pure safety standpoint, this is actually one of the more defensible matchups Netflix has put together. Let's be real for a second about the first fight. Billed as the fight of the century. $72 million just from the gate. 4.4 million pay-per-view buys at $100 a pop. Do the math, the most lucrative boxing event in history. And it was, by most accounts, a stinker. A slow, defensive chess match where Floyd controlled every inch of the ring and Pacquiao couldn't cut the distance. Fans felt robbed. What most people didn't know until after, Pacquiao was fighting through a torn rotator cuff. He said,
"In the ring that night, did you feel handicapped where you couldn't throw with that, that hand?"
I feel like, disappointed in myself because when I'm throwing punches in the fourth round, because he's leaning on the rope and attacking him, starting my pressure to him. But I feel like when I throw my hands, I feel like I cut my hands. I feel like I don't have my right hand. So
Got it.
So
you're basically fighting with one arm, one hand,
yes,
right?
So and then I feel no pain because of because of your adrenaline is high.
Mm-hmm.
So but I feel like I don't have a arm in my. I feel like it's cut.
Cut off.
Yeah, cut off.
I got it.
In my
So
right
this-
hand.
he said this on camera. He threw punches and felt nothing connect the way he intended. His right hand was basically decorative for large portions of that fight. Does that change the result? No. Floyd won, clearly, unanimously. But it does change the story. And Freddie Roach, Pacquiao's legendary trainer, has never let that go. Roach believes a healthy Pacquiao doesn't just beat Mayweather, he stops him. And now, in 2025, with both men approaching 50, Roach is still saying it. I really think Manny can knock him out.
Fight that your team wants, Freddie.
Definitely. That would be a fight we would want. I would like to get that one back one more time. I know we can do much better. We had an injury in that fight, but regardless, we lost a close decision. I know Manny can do much better than that, and I really think Manny can knock him out.
Really, right. Like you said, Manny had an injury last time. Now, Floyd hasn't fought in a little bit. He's 42 years old. Manny looks sharp. So you think Manny would knock Floyd Mayweather out in the rematch?
Yeah, Floyd's last couple of fights against a kickboxer and whatever the other guy was, he wasn't too impressive, and I think it's a good time to catch him right now. It's kind of disappointing that he didn't stay for the decision and let Manny call him out. He went home quickly.
Was Manny going to call out Floyd?
That's the one he and I won, and I'm sure he will.
Is that trainer loyalty talking? Maybe, but Roach has been right before. Here's where Max Kellerman adds something genuinely interesting to the conversation. He said something that a lot of people glossed over. We will never truly know the answer to who was better because we never got the fight 5 years ago. In 2010, Pacquiao was running through Cotto, Hatton, De La Hoya, destroying everyone. Floyd was doing the same in his weight class. That's the fight fans wanted. That's the fight that would have answered the question.
No, I think I would have always favored Mayweather to win the fight. The point is that because it happened after its expiration date, we will never have the actual answer. You and I might agree, Mayweather was too long, too good a boxer, you know, naturally bigger guy and better defense. But we will never actually know the answer to that question because we never got to see it 5 years earlier. Now, Shady makes the point, Malik, that this is not like Crawford-Canelo, and it's not. But it's also not exactly like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
It's nowhere near
right?
that stuff.
So what is it? What are we, because Netflix doesn't seem to care if this is more of kind of a carnival or an exhibition, or if it's like the greatest, biggest fight in the world. What they're looking for are eyeballs, right? Where does this fall, Mayweather and Pacquiao, on the most legitimate Crawford-Canelo side of the spectrum, or the kind of sideshow Jake Paul, Mike Tyson side?
By 2015, Pacquiao had already been knocked cold by Marquez. Roy Jones Jr. made the point bluntly. That knockout changed Pacquiao. That's not the same Pacquiao, Jones said. The reflexes, the timing, the fearlessness, some of that doesn't fully come back after a knockout like that.
Its promotion owes Logan $1.3 million, and now, of course, he's not going to get it. That promotion's already shut down. Allegedly, by the way, yes. But I'm just sharing with you, like, no, it's not the same thing. It's an entity. Floyd didn't know what was going on. And Logan's a very smart guy. It's not like he ever would have trusted Floyd to know what's going on, but he trusted Floyd's people, and you do take a level of risk, and, you know, you think you're dealing with an honorable guy. It's one of these things, and Floyd didn't know where the money was. I don't like suggest for you that Floyd grabbed the money and ran off and kept it from Logan. Floyd didn't know where the money was. There's very few people that understand the economics of boxing, by the way. It's a very complicated thing. Would you like to explain it to me? You're a big boxing aficionado. Would you like to explain to me the economics of boxing? It's a very confusing thing. Which is one of the reasons that it's very easy for somebody to be skimming. It's a very easy thing to...
So when Floyd says he dominated that fight, he did. But was he dominating peak Pacquiao? Almost certainly not. And that ambiguity is actually part of what makes the rematch commercially viable, even now. Carl Froch made the point I think deserves the most attention of anyone in this conversation. He said this fight is more interesting than the first one. Think about that. Two men who are objectively older, slower, and operating well past their physical peaks, and Froch thinks it's more compelling. Why? Because of what's at stake for Mayweather specifically. Floyd is 50-0. That record is his identity, his brand. His whole legacy is built around that zero. And now, for the first time in years, he's putting it on the line in a professional bout, not an exhibition, a real fight that counts on both men's records. If Pacquiao beats him, even a 47-year-old Pacquiao with reduced speed and power, that zero disappears forever. Froch put it plainly. If he gets beat, that would be a little stain on his legacy. And I'd argue it's more than a little stain. It rewrites the narrative. It invites people to revisit 2015 and ask uncomfortable questions. It gives Roach's argument oxygen. It gives Roy Jones' argument oxygen. Floyd knows this, which is probably why for years he wouldn't touch this rematch with a 10-foot pole. Now Pacquiao. Let's talk about where he is right now. In July 2024, Pacquiao came back against WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios. He was 46 years old. He hadn't fought professionally in years, and he drew. A 46-year-old man fought a reigning world champion and walked out with a majority draw. That's remarkable. That's not nothing. He didn't look like 2009 Pacquiao. He wasn't blinding anyone with that left hand, but he showed heart, volume, and competitive fire that genuinely surprised people. And at the press conference for the Mayweather rematch, he said something that I think was the most honest thing anyone in this whole circus has said.
It's a very good inspiration for the young kids. Not only to all the boxers, but also to the people who have dream. Even though I'm 46, if you're still dreaming in your life, you can make it.
Few things resonate more deeply than watching someone defy the odds and triumph For many fans, and especially for Filipinos, Manny Pacquiao embodies hope, pride, and the possibility of rising above it all.
Say what you want about the commercial machinery around this fight. That man believes in what he's doing. He's not mailing it in. He came back and nearly beat a world champion. He ditched his Senate campaign. He said flat out, forget politics, Pac-Man is back. Now let's zoom out, because there's a bigger picture here that Luke Thomas raised, and I don't think enough people are taking seriously. Netflix changed the economics of this sport. The original Mayweather-Pacquiao fight cost $100 on pay-per-view. That price kept millions of fans from watching it. The barrier was real. This fight will stream to over 300 million Netflix subscribers worldwide at no extra charge. What that means for boxing is complicated. On one hand, more people watching is good. On the other hand, Thomas argued that when you remove the pay-per-view barrier, promoters stop needing the fight to be good. They just need it to be recognizable. They need names, not matchups, and Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao are two of the most recognizable names in the history of the sport. Even now, even at 49 and 47, even in what is objectively a nostalgia product. The Sphere can hold 20,000 people. The UFC proved what that venue can do visually. Dana White also revealed it cost over $20 million to produce. $20 million. White's response when asked about who's paying for the Mayweather-Pacquiao production? They're in for a big surprise. He didn't sugarcoat it. He said they better call somebody. Whether the promoters have figured out the finances or not, Netflix will likely absorb a significant chunk of that cost. Because for Netflix, this isn't really a boxing event. It's a shared experience. It's one of those rare moments in modern entertainment where everyone, across every time zone, is watching the same thing at the same time. So here's where we land. Is this the fight of the century? No. Is it going to produce the most technically brilliant boxing we've ever seen? Absolutely not. But is it, on some level, a genuinely fascinating sporting event with real stakes, real history, and two real competitors who still have something to prove? Yeah, it is. Floyd's zero is on the line. Pacquiao's shoulder won't be the excuse this time. The Sphere is going to look incredible. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you're going to think, what if? What if Manny actually catches him? What if the combination that ended Hatton, ended Cotto, ended De La Hoya, what if one version of that combination lands clean on Floyd Mayweather's chin? I'll be watching, you'll be watching, the whole world will be watching. Drop it in the comments. Who wins on September 19th, and does it change how you remember the first fight?